Hey, I'm golf broadcaster Matt Adams. The updated and expanded second edition of my book, The Golf Round I'll Never Forget, Golf's Biggest Stars Recall Their Finest Moments, is now available. Readers can expect to march with Arnie's Army at the 1960 U.S. Open, relive Jack Nicklaus's remarkable 1986 Masters win, and be amazed by the Tiger Slam. The Golf Round I'll Never Forget, Golf's Biggest Stars Recall Their Finest Moments. Pick it up where fine books are sold, including BarnesandNoble.com and Amazon.com.
It's December 9th, and on this day in 1977, Kermit Washington punched Rudy Tomjanovich, nearly killing him during a game between the LA Lakers and the Houston Rockets. It was a moment that changed both men's lives in an instant. In the first minute of the second half, a missed shot by the Lakers was rebounded by the Rockets, and John Lucas started a fast break the other way. Trailing the play were Houston's Kevin Kunert and LA's Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Washington. At midcourt, Washington grabbed Kunert by the hip to slow him down. In return, Kunert elbowed Washington in the face. It seemed inadvertent, but when Washington turned around, half expecting an apology from Kunert, he got another shot to the face. At that point, a fight ensued between the two. Kareem jumped in and was attempting to pull Kunert away from the fight when Rudy Tomjanovich came running toward midcourt to help his teammate. Seeing Tomjanovich out of the corner of his eye running at him, Washington planted and threw a punch, smashing Rudy T's nose. Tomjanovich hit the floor, still conscious but dazed, with his ears ringing and blood gushing from his face. Later, it was determined Tomjanovich's injury was similar to being thrown from a car going 50 miles per hour. The punch broke his nose, fractured his skull, damaged his teeth, and spinal fluid leaked from his brain. In the immediate aftermath, Tomjanovich had facial reconstruction surgery and did not play the rest of the season. Washington received a $10,000 fine and a 26-game suspension. The Lakers traded him to Boston later that year, and he bounced around the league to San Diego, Portland, and Golden State before retiring in 1982. Tomjanovich returned the following season and averaged 19 points a game, but did have lingering effects from the punch, eventually retiring in 1981. A lawsuit between the two teams was settled out of court in 1979. Rudy T would return to the court, however, taking over as head coach of the Rockets in 1992, winning back-to-back NBA championships in 94 and 95. Also on this day in sports history, in 2001, Notre Dame hired George O'Leary. However, after a newspaper reporter began researching O'Leary's education and playing bona fides, he noticed there were serious inaccuracies that had lingered in his bio for more than 20 years. O'Leary resigned 5 days later due to the fallout from the controversy. And in 1935, the first Heisman was awarded to the University of Chicago's Jay Berwanger. That's it for today. More tomorrow on This Day in Sports History.
Hey there, sports history fan. This is Arnie Chapman, a.k.a. the Football History Dude, and I hope that you enjoyed this recent episode presented by the Sports History Network and were able to learn some good old-fashioned sports history knowledge nuggets. I started the Sports History Network back in 2020 with the mission to help podcasters find a community of like-minded sports history nerds, as well as helping aspiring podcasters to start their own shows. We have a little bit over 30 shows on the network right now covering all sorts of sports history, but as far as I'm concerned, we're just at the toothpick in the ocean moment, that can't even figure it out because there's so much more coming. We wanted to create the ultimate headquarters for sports yesteryear, starting with Podcast Network and our website, but we're going to continue to move into other mediums as well. And here's the cool part, because we want you to be part of our team. So if you're interested in starting your own podcast, or maybe being a guest on one of our shows, or who knows, maybe even writing an article for us over on the website. Seriously, all you gotta do is reach out to us on the contact page over at sportshistorynetwork.com. You can be as technologically savvy as a Neanderthal tapping on a stone trying to figure out this whole hieroglyphics thing back in the day. Again, it doesn't matter, because even if you don't understand the whole podcast space, we have a production team that can pretty much help you out with doing everything. All you gotta do, head over to sportshistorynetwork.com, head to the contact page, fill it out. That message goes right to me, and I'll reach out to you as soon as I can. But for now, dude, I'm through if you're through.